Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life Vlog. Today we are going to talk about Epic Universe because it's been a little while since we've done so. So sit down, relax, grab that popcorn, and let's get into it. Alright guys, as you know, we have been covering Epic Universe for at least a year now, and things are starting to get a little interesting with Epic Universe and everything that is going on with Epic Universe. First of all, if you are not aware, if you have not seen, let's take a look at the actual concept art itself, because the concept art is actually pretty much a deciding factor of what everything is going to look like. And I've got everything kind of just situated here for you guys to see. So let's take a look at this. Because everything that we're going to be doing today, we're going to actually go through BioReconstruct through his actual Twitter account. So we will be doing that and showing you guys that. But let's show you this real quick because I think this is like one of the most impressive things that we can kind of get an idea about with Epic Universe. And I think that, it's just one of those things where Epic Universe itself is going to be pretty cool. So let me get this pulled up for you guys and show you. I had it ready to go, but for some reason, it didn't do it. So take a look at this. Here is the actual map itself, or the actual look of Epic Universe. This is pretty much what it's going to look like and what you can expect. So some of these areas, just remember, we'll go back to these. Because some of these areas you are going to see as we go through this. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about this area that's to the bottom right there. And you can kind of see that right there. It's going to be a coaster. I believe it's going to be called Starflyer. That's the rumored name for it right now. But let's actually dive into everything and take a look at it. So let's go to BioReconstruct's Twitter. I think this would be the easiest way for us to do it so we can discuss this and what this is looking like. So over on Twitter, it says the first thing we have here is an aerial look at the most recent track placed in dual racing roller coaster in Epic Universe. The last yellow track section is at the right. The yellow circuit of the coaster will be complete when this section is added to the left. So that is our first look at one of the construction photos there, and we're going to continue up here because there's a ton. In the foreground is the most recently placed track in the dual racing coaster at Epic Universe. There is an inverse at the top, and the green and yellow tracks cross over each other too. The yellow circuit will be complete soon. One section remains to be replaced towards the left. So you can see they're really making a lot of progress on this one. Angie and I actually drove by there the other day and saw it, and it looked beautiful. So I cannot wait to see what it all looks like. Here's a wider view here for you guys to see. It's kind of just going out there like that, so it's pretty cool. I love it. I think it looks amazing, and whenever they're finished with it, it's going to look even better. Moving on here, I do show, if we can go up a little bit here, you can see where this arrow is pointing here. It's concrete forms of the Epic Universe in-park hotel can now be seen from Destination Parkway. At center is the dual racing roller coaster station. Black track at the right is the How to Train Your Dragon roller coaster, which that's a whole other discussion and whole other section. And now you can actually see the wood frame of the How to Train Your Dragon roller coaster station. It's starting to come together. It kind of looks like a Great Hall, which the Great Hall is something that's being built as well. So if we go back to our actual concept art, you can see here at the bottom right, this is kind of where the area is going to go down here in this area here. Which is going to be really, really cool. So I'm pretty excited about that myself, to be honest with you. And I wasn't really looking forward to How to Train Your Dragon section, but I think this one will end up being really cool. And you can kind of see here too, this is where the arrow was pointing, where one of the statues are standing with the scaffolding. which is pretty cool. So those are going to go up there. There's going to be 2 statues standing at from what it looks like at the beginning of the land whenever you go in. So that's going to be really cool. And then you can kind of see here at the front right of the dual roller coaster, Epic Universe arrow at the statue entrance of How to Train Your Dragon Land. So that'll be kind of where it starts and where it goes in. Aerial look at the gaps in the track in the back half of the dual rolling coaster. The yellow circuit will be complete when it's spanned here. Green track has 1 more gap to span. So you can kind of see it there. I mean, it definitely is yellow, and then it's like a kind of a yellowish green over there to the right side of the picture. And here you can see the gap a little bit more in between. So they still have to finish that, and then they still have part of this track where the arrow was pointing over here, where they need to do a little bit more. So there's still a lot to be done, even though they're getting closer to it being done. There's still a lot that needs to be done. So it's really interesting. It's really cool what we're going to get. But the yellow circuit will be complete when the yellow section at right is placed in the gap. The green track sections will complete this part of the ride. However, a gap in green is near the station. Okay, that's interesting. Now you can kind of see it here where this looks, you can see more of the green track here, how it's kind of turning green here. This is really interesting. You know, you can just see how they're going about finishing it and how they're doing. So that's pretty cool to me. Now we're going to get into a little bit different with the How to Train Your Dragon coaster. This is a parallel track atop an Epic Universe Dragon Station's top right. So the top right of the photo is the station, and then here's where the actual coaster goes through here. So you can see it's being built, and it's going to come around, loop around there. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty big family coaster. And then you can see here, going back to the yellow roller coaster, Starflyer, I believe is what it's called. You can see the station here that's being done. So they're getting closer. They have a lot more work to do, of course, but they are definitely getting closer here. And you can see this is a little bit closer here where the arrow is pointing. This is the arrow at the launch of the How to Train Your Dragon coaster. So they actually have a launch in there. You can see right here where it goes down around there, which is pretty cool. That's awesome. I love seeing all this being done, and thank you so much to BioReconstruct. You're always out there, man, and getting these photos for us, and it's just amazing. And you guys, if you don't follow them on Twitter, please make sure you do, because it definitely will keep you up to date. Here's another aerial view of the most recent track that was added, which looks good. Some more of the actual track added here. So I think the thing to keep in mind is, like, a lot of people have been saying, like, is Epic going to open earlier than expected? I don't think that we can make that decision. I don't think we can actually say that for sure. I still think they'll probably stick to 2025 just because it'll give them time to finish up anything extra that needs to be done. But pretty much, I feel like it could be done by next month, or next year. I feel like next month. That would be incredibly fast. But I do think it's very possible. It'll be done by next year. But I don't think they will open the park until 2025. I think they're going to hold off until then. So going back to our picture here, you can see an overview of everything there. Looking pretty good, to be honest with you. This is just right over the coaster to give you a sense of how large the coaster is going to be and where it's going to take off. So I don't know if it's going to be a family coaster. I don't really know. But I mean, I wouldn't think it is I wouldn't think it is a family coaster just because of some of the loops that it has in it. But it could be deemed family coaster somewhat, right? But I highly doubt that is what it's going to be there. So Moving right along here, though, this photo is pretty good. You can see in this aerial photo here, the dual racing roller coaster. Last gap in the yellow track is number 1. Number 2 is the yellow track to span the gap right there. And then number 3 is the green track to span a similar gap. And then 4 back here is the green track stage to gap along the station. And 5 is the green and yellow service stairs. So there's a lot still that they're going to do, you know, and a lot that's going to be done. So let's move on to an aerial view of Epic Universe and what that looks like right now. This looks amazing. So you can kind of see, let's go back to our concept art again. You can kind of see where it is starting to form and starting to look very similar to that. But going back to that, there's this photo here. And then here's the concept art. So you can kind of see where this is going, and especially here in the middle here. It looks like down to the bottom left, there's like this little little amphitheater kind of carousel looking thing. I'm not really sure what that is. You guys should watch Theme Park Stop. She does a lot of good stuff on that and goes over everything like that. But yeah, you can just kind of see the transition here from the aerial photo to what it's going to be. It just looks amazing. I mean, it's just really, really cool. And I, for one, cannot wait for it to open. So the next thing we're going to look at here is the aerial photo in Park Hotel Rising. You can see that. That's the in-park hotel, which if you look at the concept art again, is right up here at the top of the photo, your top right or top middle almost of the picture. That is where this is going. So you can see the fountain underneath it, and then that there, which looks really cool. So it's coming along. And here's another little picture here. Arrow in this aerial directed towards what is believed to be the staging area for the track in the Dark Universe. This attraction is believed to be a robotic ride similar to Forbidden Journey and Islands of Adventure. And then this is going into Epic, or the Dark Universe, which is going to be the monster-themed land. You can see here a nearly straight-down aerial look at the Dark Universe and Epic roller coaster at center. It looks like a spinner. Featured attraction is at the right down here. Entrance with the manor. Bottom center is at the frame of the right. So going back to our concept art again, top left, you can see this is where this is going to be, the actual monster land, as you would call it. But you can actually see a little bit closer here, straight down on there, which looks good. I think it looks really good. It looks awesome. But moving right along here, you can see this here too. Now this is the escalator for Super Nintendo World. So let's look at the concept art again. The bottom left here is Super Nintendo World. You can kind of see it. So the rumor is, like, now over in Hollywood, they don't have an escalator to go into the land itself. But here in Orlando, we're going to have an escalator that actually takes you up top. So you're going to go through the portal, up the escalator, and then you'll be in the actual land itself. So you can see that there, which looks really good. Some really good photos here. And then as we continue on, aerial look at the portal, Super Nintendo World, the escalator right up here to the upper level, which looks good. It's going to be cool, man. It's going to be really, really awesome. And here's a little aerial look of straight of the Mushroom Kingdom and Super Nintendo World. The yellow track is Yoshi's Adventure, which we know we're going to get. Which is going to be a cool family ride. It'll be a lot of fun when that one is done. And then here is a look at the lay of the land here of Super Nintendo World. Number 1 is going to be the Mushroom Kingdom. Number 2 is Mario Kart, and number 3 is where the Donkey Kong coaster will be. And we can already see some things there that that already looks like that's there. So it does look really good. Here you can see the Donkey Kong theming of the coaster, which looks really cool. And you can see they're starting to paint the walls here. It's almost like a Aztec kind of look to that, which looks amazing. I can't wait for the Donkey Kong coaster. And then here's a look at the Donkey Kong coaster from the front. A waterfall will feed a small river in the channel scene. Pipes at the right of the track, this area return water for circulation. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool that they're going to have water go through that. Now, it's a rumor that there's supposed to be an area that looks like the track is actually splitting, and that you're going to, like, in the old game, you would, like, jump the track in the minecart. So it's going to kind of give you the illusion of that. Aerial view of the work at Donkey Kong. Just continued the cool stuff here. Here is the new concrete forms right down here. So this is just giving you an idea of what everything looks like. It looks good. I mean, it looks really good. And here's another grid of the protective flooring, Mount Beanpole, green sections of theming at Yoshi's Adventure. It all looks good. I mean, it just looks incredible, and we can't wait. So this number 2, obviously, is Mount Beanpole, where that's going to go up there. So, okay, so here's where we're wanting to get to. Let's go back to the concept art here. We're almost done here. Concept art here, you can see the little amphitheater being built here in the middle. Now, this one just looks amazing. You can see where the light is shining up above that one, and it's like, it looks almost like a glass dome. But now here is the construction that is being done to it. You can see here how it's kind of starting to really take shape, and it looks amazing. So I'll go back to that. Now let me go back. So you can kind of see where this is going. This is exciting because this is like the one thing in the actual concept art that we've seen that's like, okay, like this is really, really getting to where we want to be. The aerial view of the dome here, semicircle between two walls is likely a walkway between the two ponds. Also are seen pipes for circulating water. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, you can see all that right there, which is really cool. Some of this I'm actually looking at with you guys for the first time. I haven't seen some of these. Aerial look at the work in progress at a pond that will be adjacent to a dome in Epic Universe. The semicircle is at top for likely a walkway between the two ponds, like we just said. And then here's another closer look at the dome. So take a look back at the concept art. Now take a look back at this. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty sweet. So what we're getting there, and then of course you can see where the fountain is here too. The fountain in the concept art, and then the fountain here. Areas towards the center and towards the Inn Park Hotel. So here's a good one. This is the difference here between this. There's the concept art, and then here is the construction photos. So you can kind of see where it's going to. Now this area here where the pond is going to be, the big fountain, it's going to be like an amphitheater kind of thing. Like it's going to have area where you can go sit down and just watch the water. I'm sure everybody and their brother will be doing that. But here's a little bit better look at this too, which this is top relative to the top center is the portal to Super Mario World. So you can see, or Super Nintendo World, it's right up here. That looks good. That looks really, really good. I mean, that's just amazing. And then you can see here too, they're also doing aerial views of the two Universal Resorts under construction, which Angie and I just drove by this the other day, and it looks amazing. So there's two different hotels that are right there, which looks really good. So you can actually get over to that. Like you can see the backside of it if you want to, but it's pretty amazing. Some of the pictures that we're getting here, is just awesome. So I'll leave it with this one here. This is the last How to Train Your Dragon picture. You can see the wooden frame station here at number 1, steel frame around the first launch, and then number 3, a maintenance building, which is pretty incredible. And I think is going to be just, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And one more thing, here is an aerial view from way up above. So this area over here, here's the hotel, and then here's the actual Epic Universe here on Kirkman Drive, or off Kirkman Drive. So with that being said, I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be an amazing experience in a theme park. So we're going to continue to cover all this stuff as the channel goes on. So we hope you guys will join us for that. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. We're getting back to the parks tomorrow. We're going to have a cool update video for you guys. So we hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much. And remember, the road goes ever on. I'll see you next time.